Streaming cyberspace into your place, sponsored by Gargamel's Kitchen from Myrtle Beach Speedway, is the Virtual Grip Network's second round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's late model Invitational Series Season 22. You know, it was Aristotle who said nature abhors a vacuum, and with this season's departure of two competitors, J.R. Shepard and Matthew Thundhorst, a void at the top of the standings needed to be filled. Rather than filling it from below, the vacuum was filled from outside. Enter Aiden Young and Tyler Shattuck, two newcomers who knocked on this season's score at the end of last season and who have kicked it down at the start of this season by finishing 1-2 respectively in the new Smyrna opener. With the deck reshuffled, it was Jason Menda who had an ace up his sleeve, racing his way to third place and a long-deserved post-race podium interview. Well, the newcomers dominate again, and hearing this intro, this just in, J.R. Shepard has indeed entered the race in an attempt to unveil these newcomers as just flashes in the pan. And all the other usual veteran drivers are here to take the opportunity to stake their claim. Well, pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in, for the answers are coming in the form of some simulated short track action. From the Palmetto State, happy Easter Eve, everyone, on this Saturday night, April 8th, 2023. John Hine joins yours truly, Bill Soups on, high up in the VGN broadcast booth, speaking our bird's eye view. We play Ryan Seneker, turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. The traditional 100 laps is the race distance tonight, with the top 15 grid spots inverted from the previous race results. John, the inverted grid is a familiar rule package, but 15 is a big number. Will Myrtle Beach allow the fast guys to get to the front before the laps run out?
That's a good question. You know, this is a small track. The laps go quick here. I'm going to say if there's a lot of cautions, the guys in the back are going to have a fighting chance. If this sucker goes caution-free or maybe only has one or two cautions in it, that's going to be a tall task to get from the 15th all the way back up to the front.
Well, you know, the laps may run out before the fast guys get to the front, but you'll never want to run out of high-quality food-grade nitrous oxide to make sure you visit our sponsor, Gargamel's Kitchen in Denver, Colorado, at 2045 South Valencia Street, or call Gargamel's Kitchen at 720-707-6178. Quick look at the points here as we got to hustle through the pre-race show. There was a healthy car count of 20 for the season opener with only one race in the books. These points will reflect the finishing order of last round. Aiden No Pole Young led 79 laps on the way to the victory. Starting from pole was Tyler Shattuck. Well, he led 21 laps. He got second. Fan favorite Jason Menda took third. Last season's runner-up, Michael Goodman, took fourth. His consistency is going to be his strength this season. Matt Hoos rounds out the top five. Former late model champ Mike Holloway made his presence known. Kurt Smith got off to a good start. Brandy Harden, well, she was disappointed as her husband Jeffrey was running up front before disaster struck late. And Daryl Weinecker was a very, very quiet 10th. Want to keep an eye on him this race, see how he does. Let's see if Daryl's here again. Quick span. I don't see him, so it's going to be hard to watch him. That's going to take us to our over-under. Soup of the day over-under. Okay, John, here's our spotlighted driver. It's going to be the pole sitter, Lowell Jewell, 5.5. Bet the under if you think he'll finish fifth or better. 6th or worse is the over.
Oh, that's tough.
Starting on the pole.
That's a really, really, really hard one. I'm going to go the under, but I think it'll be like a 6 or 7. He's going to make me sweat over it, I bet.
Okay. The over in the booth here is what we're hearing. But so let's clarify this, John. So the under means 5th or better. So you're sticking with the under because you're optimistic and he's paying the bills?
Oh, no, it's over.
Over. Going with the over.
Okay. I think he can. 5th, 6th, 7th is where I'm going to sweat about this. And this is one I don't quite put a bet on.
Yeah.
Put it this way. I don't bet my own money on this, but I'm going to go over, but just barely.
Well, with the new format, the grid is set. There is no qualifying. So what we can do right now with practice over, let's go ahead and run through the starting grid of 21 drivers. We'll take it a row at a time. I'll take the front row. There he is, Lowell Jewell. He's our spotlighted driver. How long will he hold the lead will be an interesting question. Mike Allen going to start outside of him. John?
Joe Segala and Bruce Pearson, they'll occupy row number 2.
In the newly numbered number 36, Jeffrey Harden starting on the inside of row 3 with Donnie Moore flanking him.
Next row will be Mike Holloway and Matt Hoos.
Michael Goodman and Jason Mendham go 9th and 10th.
Starting 11th is going to be the aforementioned Aiden Young. One to keep your eye on. Next to him will be Joseph Snyder.
Then you got Ruben Altice and the Chief, Steve Hilbert going in 14th.
Adam Shane and Kevin Nunn will occupy row number 8.
Surprise, surprise, the number 8's back. J.R. Shepard is going to be starting in 17th position inside of Matt Shanowski.
Rounding out your top 20 is going to be starting 19th, Todd Liston, and 20th, Austin Belkey.
And hitting blackjack, the lucky number 7, Chris Davis. Glad you're with us. Round number 2 here from Myrtle Beach. 100 laps of the scheduled length. Let's hope we have a quick one where we go green flag the entire way. Lowell Jewell out in front in number 20. Love that shot as they roll beneath the camera. A lot of guys having a long way to go. Coming out at corner number 4. Chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler, hi-do! And it is indeed Lowell Jewell who's able to secure the lead. Watch the outside work. Last night we saw that top line really come out strong in the late model race. We'll talk a little bit more of that as the race goes on. Right now it's Jewell side by side now. Segala on the inside, the battle for third. Look at Bruce Pearson roll the outside in the 22. Might have got a bit of the wall.
Yeah, that outside on restarts and the start here obviously will work here for a few laps. It'll even work a little later. You can really maintain your speed up there and keep your momentum up both. A large part of that is because this front straightaway isn't so straight. Yeah, as we look here at the top 5, they're starting to get a little single filed out, but we got a battle for third. Bruce Pearson is still on the outside fighting Joe Segala here. Looks like Pearson's going to have a little bit of an advantage coming out of turn 2. Gets the car a little sideways. Here comes Joe right back on the inside here going through 1 and 2. The old veteran Donnie Moore is looking there trying to figure out which lane to go in. Anybody that's ever been in a, out on the highway and you see one car going, Segala gets really sideways. He's trying to figure out which car to put a bet on and try to follow through. Man, the 22 and 81, they still say side by side as they come out of turn 2 and go down the backstretch. Extremely tight. Now this is, we go 100 laps here. They do not get to change tires, and Wade Segala is really putting a lot of wheel in there, and I can tell that because he's kicking the back loose. This is not what you want to do to those tires early in a run, and now Segala has got third.
Nice job.
Looks like Donnie Moore is going to come right through with him.
Try this one more time as I'm back for as long as I can. We're fighting a little bit of audio gremlins here. That is indeed Donnie Moore. You did a great job, by the way, John. I heard every word. Really great battle being put on. Poor number 22 of Bruce Pearson. He's running hard up there. Not really losing a ton of ground, but able to hang on. What this means is, though, John, is I think the fast guys are going to have a real hard time getting through.
Well, I do too, but some of these fast guys I think are really good. I know like Aiden and guys like Aiden and Shepard, though, they know how to work the upper groove. They're really good at it. So they're going to have some options coming through, but a lot of the other guys, we're 3 wide out of 4.
The bright blue car of number 21 got the best of that one. That is Jason Menda and his newly painted machine. Back behind, they are still battling. That's Menda on the inside, now stuck on the outside of the 59 of Mike Allen, who started the outside of row 1, doing his best to hold in there. Here comes the 10 of Mike Holloway. Holloway really quick in these late model machines as Pearson begins to drop in the 22. Up front, a battle for second. This is a great race going on now. There's Moore and Segala back there. Moore has moved up into second position. Watch the bright blue car of Matt Hoos. He's a-coming.
And Donnie, he's got the big mojo. We had an SK race here just a few minutes ago. I know because I followed him for a good part of that race. He took home the top spot, so he's already got a win right here at Myrtle Beach tonight.
The big movers right now are the bright blue number 21 of Matt Hoos, and then the number 45 of Jason Menda. Menda up 5 positions. Remember, Menda had a great race last time. The fireman finishing in 3rd position. Now, Donnie Moore, who is also up several spots, up 4 spots, is beginning to run down the boss man.
Oh my God. Can we go back to where Mike Allen and Pearson? They are 3 wide again for a minute. Sorry, Sue.
No, the problem is poor Pearson's been on the outside line the whole time. Now it's side by side in front of him. That's Snyder racing now on the top side there. That is Mike Allen. Mike Allen continues to fall, as does Pearson.
Yeah, I thought they almost wrecked coming out of 4 about a lap ago. That's why I called attention to it. Boy, I thought they were gonna have an interesting time going through 1 and 2 there.
Quickly, we're going to go look at the number 98. It's slow going. He's up 3 spots. I'm talking about J.R. Shepard. Why are we talking about Shepard? Well, he usually gets to the front. The other guy that he's playing with would be Young. Young also has now finally been able to pick up 3 spots, been able to get going, as he was able to get around the 70 of Altice, and then also Shane. And Snyder was in that mix as well.
I think your spidey sense might start tingling here up front. I think Donnie Moore is starting to size up Lowell Jewell here for that top spot.
And Moore has climbed his way through there. He's worked his way around the drivers that are behind him. Nothing from attrition. And right now, look at the line that Moore takes. It's a wider line. Maybe, excuse me, do you think Shepard's still playing some defense here? Or is that his line? Because he certainly is a lot tighter in the corners.
I think at this point it's his line, but man, I tell you, Donnie is close right up to him. And if you look right behind him, I mean, there's a couple battles here up front. I mean, Matt Hoos is all over the back of Segala, too.
Let's give Joe credit. Segala in the 81 started on the outside of row 2. He's been able to hold that position. Don't know if he's going to be able to claim that for long, as Hoos is coming in that beautifully solid fluorescent blue machine. My goodness, don't change that thing. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I like that blue. Oh, and he climbs over those turtles, and we haven't mentioned those yet, but there's some bumps right on the exit of turn 2. If you get on those bumps, yeah, you do so at your own peril, because most of the time, good things do not happen. They spin you real easy.
Those are snapping turtles, baby. They'll spin you and take a tow while they're at it. Okay, let's look up front. I'm going to have John just keep an eye on for a few laps. Watch the different line between Jewell and Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore is maybe now later entry, it seems like, and he comes off and he gets a good exit.
Yeah, and that lower entry that Lowell is doing, that actually can eat up the tires, because you got in the center of the corner, it's tougher to keep your momentum up, and you're putting more wheel into it than what Donnie is here. So if Donnie just keeps pressuring him, Lowell keeps running that line, eventually Lowell's tires are going to give up before Donnie's does.
He's looking at him. Are 1 and 2 the same as 3 and 4? Do they feel the same, or do they race different?
Oh, they race completely different, because as you come out of 4, it swings out. Like I said, this front stretch is not a front straightaway at all. The back, you really got to keep that car, from that wall comes up a lot quicker. So, the entries are different. So that means you're carrying a different amount of momentum in the middle, because if you carry the kind of momentum over in 3 and 4, like you do in 3 and 4 over 1 and 2, we have guys bouncing off the wall coming out of 2 all night. So you do get a little bit slower through there, just so you can get out of the corner a little better.
Well, Moore's late entry into 1, it may be quickest, but what it does is it really gets Joe Segala salivating a bit, as it leaves the door open. And they are, John, they are beginning to line up behind him.
Yeah, they are here, and that's they got
a piece of the wall. The 70 got in the wall, and I think that Adam Shane got him. This was a little argument over territory, if Altice had cleared him or not.
Yeah, I think Shane was kind of pushing. That nose is just going up the track, and that's what I was just telling you. If you carry too much speed or you get back on the throttle too soon over in 1 and 2, that wall comes up quick. Well, this time that wall wasn't there. Altice was there between Shane and that wall.
Let's get a look at it from the 39, if we can go on board with Joseph Snyder. He was in the popcorn position. He may have the best view of this one. It was the only 2-car battle that was on the track, right? Everybody else was single file. So here we ride with Snyder, and now you look at the two cars ahead. They come off clean. They're right there. A lot of, yeah, boy, it's there's a lot of room up by the wall. He certainly didn't give the car on the inside a lot, but maybe the rear end came loose on him. That's a fun one. Sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens in an area that tightens up really, really quick. And that's just tough. And, you know, when you're underneath somebody like that, you do gas it up a little bit quicker because you want to get a better run getting out of the corner. And I think that was a little bit of, I think there's a little bit of the 70 kind of maybe having to, you know, play with the throttle a little bit and the steering not to get that back out from under him, and then Shane just trying to push it a little too hard and coming up the track.
Okay, the lights are still on the pace car. Let's wait until it crosses the start-finish line. If the lights stay on and we go around one more time, well, two more times, let's see if we can bring Lowell Jewell in for an interview. I don't want to bring him in if we're going green this time around. So let's keep an eye on the pace car there and see if the lights go on or stay off. And
Nope, they're off.
They've came off, so I guess we better not talk to the boss man right now. He's got his hands full. He's led the first, what lap are we on if I get off the pace car? 29 laps. And honestly, John, that yellow flag probably came at a good time as Moore was sizing it up. Now let's see what the top line can do.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you watch Donnie on that top line and see what happens through here. Lowell's going to have to fire off really well and be able to control the line going in 1 and 2.
Front two rows, the two fastest cars are on the outside. A good start from Lowell. Jewell gets into the corner number 1 comfortably. This means that Moore's going to be able to tuck in, but look at the fluorescent blue machine go around Joe Segala as Matt Hoos has climbed up another position. That's 5 spots gained, and he's looking to make the outside line work again.
Yeah, and this time now Moore's got his nose to the inside of Lowell here, and Lowell is out on the outside, and Donnie's going to take control of the lead.
And there we go, and he gets it from the inside lane. Now let's see how long Hoos is going to be able to settle behind Lowell Jewell, because he feels confident. And the man we've been watching, Jason Menda, on the move as well. Menda trying to work on Segala. Get it, tip that to Segala. Racing up front the whole time. Boy, look at Menda work that outside line, trying to pin Segala on the inside, John.
I think Menda's thinking about maybe even making it 3 wide, because Segala is still up to the quarter panel there of Matt. But now, right there, he keeps thinking about it.
Indeed, I thought Hoos was clear, but he isn't. Great racing for third right now. Menda looking on, trying to find somewhere to go. Michael, we haven't heard much from Michael Goodman. He's back there now, racing in 6th position, being challenged by Snyder on the inside. There's too much racing to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, all the way back, all the way back from Goodman and Snyder to, looks like JR and Young there. I mean, they're all side by side.
It is. If this is a great race if you were in the stands right now, because anywhere you see is a battle. Look at Segala on the inside in the 81. Hoos, I thought, had that long ago, but he's still fighting to get that position.
Yeah, and the longer he stays out there, the tougher it's going to be to keep that inside at bay. But again, on the other side of that inside, those guys on that inside that are having to choke that car off from going up the track, those guys are really using their tires right now, and this is early for the race to be doing that.
Good news for Donnie Moore and Lowell Jewell is they can just race their lines right now in 1st and 2nd. They're not working so hard. Segala continues. I think you are clear, Joe, but I don't think you actually... No, you're not clear. Don't listen to me. I think that would have been a problem if you drifted up there.
That'd have been a big problem for not only those two, but all those cars that are wadded up right now behind them. I mean, this looks like a pace lap almost from Moore and from Hoos on back.
It is. There's great battling going on. Shepard is trying to work his way up. He's on the inside of Holloway right now. The 79 is Shane is working on the inside of Aiden Young. We'll keep an eye on Aiden Young and Shepard. They put on a battle last night. If you missed the super late models, Woohoo! You want to tune in for that one. Even if you don't watch the whole race, come in for the last 20 laps. You won't be disappointed. I'm going to keep no spoilers, but it's a good show. Now, the blue car of Hoos has lost the position to Segala, and Menda has also got that spot. So now Menda climbs up into what will be third position, as now Segala is on the outside.
Yeah, and I think Hoos is going to follow Menda through on the bottom. And I think Segala is going to have to end up finding a hole here pretty quick, because it looks like they're lining up right now behind him to go in. And hey, look at that. Nice move by Segala.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do a little bit of a hokey doke there, a little hucklebuck, a little up and under. But Menda said, no way, and the 45 dropped down and slammed the door like Queen Elsa on her coronation. Watch some Frozen if you don't get that one, okay? We're looking at Shepard in a battle with the 22 of Pearson. John, I'll tell you, the star of the show right now is Myrtle Beach. This track is putting on a great show, inside, outside. I don't know what lane's faster.
I will have to agree with you here. This is, a fun track, and almost anything that I've ever driven here. This track rarely disappoints.
Look at Bruce Pearson. How does he continues to be side by side with Shepard? Now we're looking at the 7 in that battle. That's Chris Davis. He's on the inside. The 10 is Mike Holloway. Davis using his elbows.
And right in front of them, too, is Matt Shanowski. We haven't called his name tonight, but we always got to draw attention to that petty blue car when he's here.
Indeed. So we were looking at the battle between Shepard. Well, Shepard finally got the best of Pearson. Now Pearson has really fallen as the 79 of Shane got through, and then the petty blue car of Shanowski climbed through.
Contact up front, Michael Goodman and Hoos.
It was Hoos got loose in front of Goodman, and Goodman had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I think that started a big stack up through the field. And looks like Harden is going to get the bad end of it, actually.
Shepard got through. Then well in the back, it was the check up there that...
Yep, the accordion. Yeah. And the music stopped for Harden there.
Honestly, Mike Allen, Steve Hilbert didn't get the memo about the yellow flag. If we get a chance, we might want to take a look at the 52 here. This is long after. This is well back, and might have been checking the box, seeing what's going on. He just the pedal on the left, the wide one, is the one you're looking for.
Oh wow!
And it doesn't look quite as bad in slow motion when you look at it at regular speed. He gets there awfully quick.
Yeah, that's one that will give you whiplash even if you have the Hans device on. Total surprise, but hey, you know what? We were going to talk to Lowell. Why don't we dial him up here?
Bring him in. What do you got?
Hey, Lowell, this is John. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're up front, man, and Donnie got around you a little bit, and what do you think? You got anything to get back around him?
Hope so. I hope I didn't use anything up there.
Well, you're going to start on the inside here on the next one, so you're going to be on his bumper. Is your goal then to keep that 45 up on the outside as long as you can, or do you think you can get in there and maybe get to Donnie's, not to his bumper, but get there enough to make him nervous and maybe get him quickly here on this restart?
I don't know. It might be a safe bet just to hope we get single file here real quick. Just ride.
All right, the pace lights are out. Soup, you got a real quick one?
No, I like what he's doing. I think he can tell a lot. There's a man who's thinking big picture, looking for.
Well, good luck here, Lowell. We'll talk to you. Hopefully, we talk to you here in a little bit.
Thanks, fellas.
Indeed, you can just feel him thinking.
Oh yeah.
You know. Plus, he doesn't know this, but he's the over/under driver right now, still doing the under.
Oh, I should have mentioned that.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at Donnie Moore. Good jump from Moore. And look at Lowell Jules. He's going to be happy just to tuck into third. Menda has been coming up 8 positions. Moore and Menda are very quick. I should point out, I know if you're a newcomer, you wonder, why do they spend so much time talking about this guy, J.R. Shepard? Well, he's up 10 positions. He started in 17th, almost got into the back of Snyder. Good checkup from him, but Shepard is coming. Now, the other fast guy, the guy we were wanted to watch, Aiden Young, he's struggling. He has gained no positions.
Yeah, Aiden. Oh, and Matt Hoos is into the wall coming out of 2, but Aiden got hung up on the outside there for a long time. But boy, I tell you, with Hoos getting into the wall, Hoos is in trouble. Hoos is in a lot of trouble.
We better go up front, because I'll tell you who else is in trouble. It's the ASPCA machine of Donnie Moore, because now getting the nose into the quarter panel, now he's halfway there, now he's on the inside, is the 45 of Jason Menda. We saw him have a great finish in the season opener as he got himself a nice podium and a post-race interview. Well, right now, he's going to be the first to be interviewed because Jason Menda is in the lead.
Donnie tries a crossover and going to try to get his nose in there going into 3. Can't do it, but he stays right on his bumper. Oh, we got another caution.
Boy, this is a big one. It has a lot of pile up on this one. We think it's Austin Belke involved in this one. I'm not so sure about that. Oh, it is like indeed.
Yeah. It's like they had a little help from the 7.
Belke's
oh yeah, Chris just overdrove it into the corner a little bit, and wow, that caught a lot of guys.
And then Altice tried to check up, but then he got tagged in the back by Todd Liston. And Todd Liston had nowhere to go. The 64, it is indeed the according Kevin Nunn got in there. There's a lot of oompah-pahs going on as Jeffrey Harden closes the bellows with the final shot.
And I know that those guys didn't want to be a part of this illustration, but that shows you how fast and how much speed they're carrying into these corners, especially 3 and 4. You carry more speed in there than you do down to 1 and 2, and when something happens, game over if you're within eyesight of it.
Well, when you look up accordion effect in the encyclopedias, for those of you who have those,
you see Weird Al Yankovic.
Yes, you do. You see that, and you'll also see what happened to those drivers in the back there as was nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail. Well, we're over halfway. Jason Menda has now moved into the lead. He's led 3 laps. Donnie Moore had 23, and Lowell Jewell led the first 30. Where is J.R. Shepard? Well, he's up 11 positions in 6th position.
Well, I'll tell you, when we go back, though, the one driver that I'm going to probably keep an eye on, Matt Hoos, was in real trouble. He got into the wall pretty good down the backstretch. That car did not look like it was handling right. Not a lack of tire, but I don't know if there's just something wrong with, maybe he bent something, but that car is not handling to his, probably to his liking at this point.
They're lining up 2 by 2 now. Got to give a tip of that to Lowell Jewell. Indeed, he started on pole and has only fallen 2 positions on the inside of row 2.
Told you that top 5 is going to be real close.
Joe Segala doing a great job too. He's only lost 1 position, but he's in trouble now. Watch the 39. He's been quick. He's on the inside of row 3. That's the butcher of Baton Rouge, Joseph Snyder. All right, they're going green. Great jump from Menda. Moore trying to tuck down in front of Jewell. Jewell would like to get that position back. Oh, they almost touched. I thought Lowell Jewell was gonna drift up into Moore, but it didn't happen. They get off of it. Watching everything. Snyder did pick up that position. He's now in 4th. Watch the 39.
Yeah, and JR and Segala are back there fighting over that 5th spot.
Segala sneaky fast right now, side by side with Shepard. Shepard trying to make the top side roll around as they go down into 3. Watch the number 98. Watch the momentum that he gets out of 4. Again, I got to tell you, if you haven't seen the super late model last night, J.R. Shepard was in this exact position. I won't tell if you made it work or not, but, well, look what he's doing right now. Might give you a clue.
Yeah, and the racing's been so good. By the way, we're well into the second half of this race. Man, I mean, this thing is flying by. We're just so concentrated on every single lap. There's a lot of action here.
This has been a good one. It's easy to tell stories here. It's not a lot of chaos that we had in the season opener where it was really this shuffling the deck every 20 laps. Right now, this has been a good one. Again, we continue. Shepard finally able to clear Segala. Man, Segala's been racing hard this race.
Yeah, he sure has, and he's still having an excellent run here. I'm telling you, you know, we used to run dirt here at BRL, and I'm telling you, Segala's have been about as sideways as any dirt race I've ever seen.
All right, there's the 21. That's who's the one that John was worried about. He's on the outside right now. Another driver who's been racing really tough is the 22 of Bruce Pearson.
Yeah, we really should give Pearson some screen time here. He's done an outstanding job tonight. Continues to move forward and hold his own.
And behind them, see the petty blue car, Shinoski, up 6 positions.
Yeah, fighting it out with Aiden.
Indeed. Young has had a hard time coming forward. He's picked up a still 0. Actually, he's down a spot. He's really struggling to get going.
Yeah, now they Adam Shane's to the inside of Segala. Oh, and he pushes, and luckily he didn't push up into Segala there. Man, there is just action everywhere. I feel sorry for Ryan behind the scenes. I think he probably needs about 8 arms and about 8 cameras.
I definitely, and indeed, and we hate to jump you around so much, but honestly, the action is everywhere. We try to cover the whole field. It won't be a second. I think Moore is really chasing Menda. Uh-oh, Shepard just got around Lowell Jewell. He's got 32 laps to get this done, and only 2 guys in front of him. But you know, John, the passing gets a little harder when you get to the sharp end of the stick here.
Oh yeah, it does. It gets a little bit harder, and you've got to be a lot better. You know, hitting your marks and everything else. Everything that you do technically inside that car becomes more and more important the further upfield you get.
Oh, put Adam Shane in the percolator with Joe Segala and see if he can brew up a yellow, because these guys are really fighting here. Oh, they banged 2 or 3 times. They come off a 4. They come across the line. That time it's going to go to Shane. It looks like Shane's going to be able to clear Segala. Okay, let's catch our breath, and we're going to run you through the field here real quick. Let's go up and look at Jason Menda. He's our leader. He's led for 16 laps. Donnie Moore has 23 laps in the lead. He's sitting in second. J.R. Shepard in third has come all the way from 17th position to get there. How much does he have left? We'll find out in the next 29 laps. Then you have Lowell Jewell started on the pole. The over-under driver, well, it's 5th or better. Right now, he's in 4th. Rounding out your top 5 is Snyder, up 7 spots and on the hunt. The front 3 begin to pull away from Lowell Jewell.
You know, as I'm watching this, I'm watching some of the names that are up here in the top 10. You know, the one thing about this car that it seems, I think the playing field has been evened out a little bit. You know, I see a lot of guys that I think struggled maybe a little bit in the super lates or whatever, come in here and really done a nice job.
I want to take you to the 31 of Matt Shinoski. Working on the top side of Aiden Young. And while I'm talking about that, Shepard looking at 2nd position. And not only looking at it, he has taken it.
Yeah, JR's on the prowl here.
Okay, in the opening, we talked about the new guns. Well, Shattuck's not here today. And Aiden Young has really not, for whatever reason, this racetrack has not spoken to him. But J.R. Shepard is really on the move right now. Jason Menda is a veteran, and he's going to be tough to pass. My dad always said, the hardest part about passing the leader is after you catch him. It's like milking a rooster. With that going on, Young is making moves.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Aiden's just been trying to save his tires, and it's go time for him here. I just worry that he's a little far back to capitalize, but on the other end of that, Matt Hoos has dropped like a rock, and I kind of suspected there was something not right with that car, and it's kind of, I'm going to stand by that.
Looks like Young is going to take care. Well, he took care of Goodman in the 28, and now he's taking care of Pearson in the 22. Boy, Pearson sure is getting his money's worth for fun tonight, as he has been racing. Every time I look in on the 22, he's battling somebody and doing a pretty good job.
Oh, Chris Davis goes around. And so does Todd Liston and Matt Hoos.
Davis looks like he got into the back of Liston. Liston tried to save it. Hoos was in front of Hoos the entire time. Hoos was going to get by until Jeffrey Harden in the 36.
Yeah, that was just another accordion there once the contact happened between the 87 and 7 there. And, man. You know, I usually don't like saying this, but you know what? I'm glad we had a caution. My gosh, I need to catch my breath.
Well, poor Matt Hoos. The car was spinning in front of him the entire time. I'm talking about Liston. And Hoos is just waiting patiently, and Harden just couldn't blow it up in time and finally got into him.
Yeah, and you know who's going to like this, though? Aiden. He was starting to make moves, and if he's kept his tires intact, which it kind of was looking that way, he needs to get out of circling around high on the track. He's going to be picking stuff up on his tires. Yeah, he's up there. He's up in the mark. He's got to get out of that top line. But he started making some moves there. So I think maybe his car did come to life here. But this is also going to be a reset up front for JR and Menda and those guys.
The lights are on. Do you want to try to bring Jason Menda in, see if we can get a talk with him? I'm not sure if he's on our list, but let's go ahead and bring Jason in, see if he'll talk. Jason Menda, it's Soup. You got a copy?
Yeah, Soup, I got you.
All right, buddy, you got less than 20 to go. You got a big name to the outside of you. Can you make the inside line work?
I'm going to try. I don't know how much tires I got left, but we'll find out.
What's the, you have a strategy? Do you think you can get him off the line, or do you think you'll have him by corner one, or what's your worry?
If I can get him to beat him to turn one, I think I'll be all right.
All right, buddy, the lights are off. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
And I lied. I told him lights are off. We're going around one more time because we have to clear the lucky dog of Todd Liston. We'll get the wave around here. If John, do you think he can get to corner one clear?
Well, as a leader, he has the advantage. He knows when he's going to fire. Everybody else has got to react to him. So, yes, I think he can. But JR is really good at restarts. If JR, it's not even so much that he beats him into one. If JR can roll the outside and roll back up to him, and where he can actually get to that left or that right quarter panel coming out of two, that's where Menda wants to be clear, is not into one, but out of two, because then he can use the track and dictate his line into that fast 3 and 4. So watch for the center of the corner. That's going to tell the story what's about to happen. If the 98 rolls it really, really well, game on.
Mendes should see if he can dial up Donnie Moore right now, and they can do like a ready, set, go, and both of them fire off together and see if they can keep Shepard locked to the outside. Here we go. Look at Morris right behind him. Morris trying to time this jump perfectly with Menda. Menda does get the jump. Not a bad jump from Moore. He's going to keep Shepard from diving into second. Shepard's going to be locked on the outside. Side by side is exactly what Menda wants to see right now, because I don't know much about racing, but I know that two cars can't go around the track side by side as fast as one car can.
You're right about that, and it looks like momentum is going to propel the 98 in front of Donnie in his number 26 ride. Don't look now, but Aiden Young, he's a coming.
He's on the inside of Adam Shane right now. Shane in the 79. Young is really starting to pick up positions, clicking them off really fast here in the last part of the race. Might be a little bit of a case of too little, too late, but we'll see. If we get another yellow, he's going to be right in the mix right now. Let's go back up front, because this is where Mendes trying to make that car as wide as a Julia Roberts smile. Shepard about, 4 feet back.
Yeah, he's stalking them at this point. And Menda can't be worried about what JR is doing. Menda has to be looking out the windshield, looking at his marks, and listening to a spotter, listening for car low, car high. But until that happens, Menda just needs to. Oh, JR's going to get him.
Unbelievable. Somehow JR, he doesn't get to the inside. How does he do that? I've watched these races so many times. It's like he's got to go around the outside. The next thing I know, he's got his nose in there. Must be a great drive off the corner.
I've raced in this league for I don't know how many years now, and I've raced JR, and I'm going to tell you, I have yet to figure out how he does exactly what he's doing right now.
He is so good off of 4, got such a great drive down the front straightaway, and now he's side by side. Now let's see if Menda can make the top side roll. I've seen the momentum. I watched last night's race in the super late models, and the top side out of 4 was the ticket. Now, this pass may not be able to be completed, and it really doesn't need to complete it. All these drivers really care about is who's going to be leading when they come across the start-finish line. This time, now watch the momentum on the top side. This time, it belongs to Menda.
And we're late in the run, and Menda is causing JR to heat those tires up. And this is not a time of the race where tires like to get a lot of heat and wear into them.
Here's the deal, though. I don't know if there's a yellow flag, how iRacing will score it. This time, Shepard's a little farther ahead this time, and this time Shepard's going to get credited with leading the lap, and he might be able to close the deal as Menda gets great run out of 2, but well, that's it.
Yeah, Menda goes to cross him over, but sadly for him, that's not going to work, and JR here has got control of this race.
Oh, my goodness. Let's race at Myrtle Beach every week. Okay, Moore's in second. Our spotlighted driver, Lowell Jewell, is under attack right now from the man who is coming, Aiden Young. Young is a serious championship threat, and any points he can pick up are points closer to that championship. Remember, he won the opening round, looking to score big again today.
Yeah, he is, and I think he went into the telephone booth and changed clothes, because since that last caution, he has just come alive.
And there we see Belke looping the car, spinning it down onto the grass. We saw this also last night in the super late model race. That will not bring out a yellow if you take it down into the fairway there. Battle is for third right now. Donnie Moore has raced up front. He has led for 23 laps. With 4 to go, he's trying to hold off Lowell Jewell. Jewell looking for big points. And then there is Young, who's trying to get some. Snyder's had a good race. Joe Segala has been fantastic, racing back in 7th. You can see on the screen the leaders have pulled away. Nobody has anything for Shepard and Menda. They seem comfortable in first and second. We'll tune in on. We'll come back to them on the white flag lap. Right now is all about Moore, Jewell, Young, Snyder, and Segala. Working lap number 98.
Yeah, man, it's just tough not to sit back, be quiet, and watch this. This is just fantastic here. Any one of these guys make one mistake, just a slight mistake, they are going to lose several spots.
Oh, really working the car. He got the car sideways, trying to get the nose underneath Moore. That opened the door up, I thought, was going to be opened up for Young, but what it did, it opened the door up for Snyder. As we walk lap number 99, Snyder side by side with Young, trying to pick up a point. Snyder also a threat to finish well in the standings. Meanwhile, the drivers have gotten the white flag. J.R. Shepard goes through 1 and 2. We'll focus on that. I'll call it when they come out of 3 and 4, and we'll get to our... There, we're on our leader. He's on the back straight. Only 2 more corners to go. We've seen it before. He came from 17th position. He missed the season opener. Well, he's here tonight to pick up round number 2 here in the late model event. Jason Menda gets second. Moore going to get third. Jewell Young was able to get the top 5. Snyder will have to settle for 6th. The driver in the 15th position. Tune in next week. He'll be starting on the pole. None other than the 59 Mike Allen. J.R. Shepard. Hello, we missed you last round. Good to have you back as he makes a point that maybe the young guns aren't quite as hot as we think they are. What we're going to do right now, take a short break. We'll be back in a few. We'll talk to some of the drivers, run down the finishing order before we put a lock on the gate. Don't go far.
chuckles. I'm in danger. 250 can possibly go to the outside. He does go to the outside of Ricky Harden. Tries a slide draft him. Harden goes up the track. Now back down to the bottom. Gets a huge push from Tommy Ryan at the start finish. It's going to be Thomas George.
Running the high line, trying to make that
got
pass.
loose off turn 4.
In the grass goes the 6 car, and they were side by side, 2 by 2 here.
Scott Eckler winning the last race of the season and the championship.
Jeff Ford definitely getting the championship for season 2.
Give it up for Thomas George, winning the race and the championship. George overshoots the corner. Scott puts that car just where he needs to on the middle. It's going to be a drag race through the kick.
Welcome back to Myrtle Beach and VGN's second round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Late Model Invitational Series. Woo! The drivers put on a good show, and I'll tell you, Myrtle Beach put on a good show. Let's run down the finishing order for you right now. He started in 17th position. He had 16 late model championship trophies on his trophy case. Well, he gets a win tonight, and we're talking about J.R. Shepherd. Jason Menda is having a great season so far. Third last week, second this week. If you follow the pattern, look for him to win when we go to round 3. Donnie Moore racing up front the whole time. Will settle for third. Lowell Jewell was our focused over-under driver. They had it at 5.5. Well, John wasn't optimistic enough on this one as Lowell Jewell finished 4th. Nice race from him. Aiden Young maybe waited a little bit too long to make his charge. He was able to get to 5th. He needed a yellow flag late, and it might have been a different story for him. Joseph Snyder and Joe Segala go 6th and 7th. Segala raced really well. Michael Goodman in 8th. Matt Chinoski in that Petty Blue Machine up 9 positions for 9th. Rounding out your top 10, former late model champion Mike Holloway. John?
Yeah, finishing 11th here. Sorry, I got caught here. My screen's frozen. Can you take the other half of this? I was trying to get back to it.
11th.
I think Soup's thing is caught my screen, but I got it unfrozen here. Jeff Harden is 11th. I do apologize to everybody out there for my screen, but Adam Shane 12th, Ruben Altice 13th, Todd Liston 14th, Mike Allen 15th, Bruce Pearson 16th, Kevin Nunn comes home in the 17th, Matt Hoos brings her home 18th, Austin Belkey 19th, Stephen Hilbert's going to round out your top 20, and rounding out the field will be Chris Davis in the 21st position.
Okay, I'm confident I'm back and clearly coming out here.
Yes.
We're going to get a chance to talk to our race winner, J.R. Shepherd. Now, we'll bring J.R. in, and then we'll see. I have a bone to pick with him because I was told preseason that J.R. Shepherd was going to take Saturday nights off, and I was all ready. I had wrote the script. I had the stories. I had the backstories. I had the underpinned stories. I had all these. And then all of a sudden, the old man comes back in and wins. J.R. from 17th to 1st, but it was rough.
Yeah, definitely rough. I plan to take this season off, but definitely wanted to try to run a few races if I was able to. I just really enjoy this race car, this limited late model. It gives you so much reassurance that the car is handling good and that the tires are good, and then all of a sudden it falls off. So you really have to kind of play a chess game with this car and understand what it's going to need in the long run.
Well, indeed, it's a 100-lap race, and you only led 10. Of course, you led the most important one. I think Myrtle Beach, if I go back to what we saw last night on Friday night, I don't want to give a spoiler away, but certainly was an exciting ending. This track, is the outside line as good as the inside line?
It used to be Soup. Things have kind of changed in the way that iRacing has worked the track surface and worked the tire model and trying to get the cars more realistic. So some cars will work really well on the outside when you're side by side with somebody, and some just won't do anything. So in these limited late models, the outside was really good. You just had to be very careful on not overdriving the entry, and it was very, very easy to do that with these cars. You were hitting the rev limiter almost halfway down the straightaway, so it's just kind of hard to judge what your speed is going in there.
Got it. Well, we'll let you go on that as our mailbag is empty, as there is no get to know JR because we didn't know you were going to be here. So I'm going to make the news out there for all the fans. Go ahead and send in your questions so we get to know JR. So when he shows up, we can find out. JR, congratulations.
I got a question then for
Okay, go ahead,
JR.
John.
All right, JR. I'm going to ask here. Do you like road racing or the oval racing better?
Definitely, I'm a guy that comes from the oval, so definitely like that type of racing. But yeah, John, we run a lot of official races on the roadside and endurance races. So I definitely like trying to get better at that type of racing and have a ton of fun doing it. And it's taught me a lot. So definitely enjoy doing that every time that I can. But I'm still an oval guy.
I thought I'd check on that one.
Yeah, and hey, guys, before I go, just want to give a shout out to the Bootleg Racing League. Everything you guys are doing in the Virtual Grip Network booth, and to our title sponsor, Gargamel's Kitchen. They continue to be an amazing partner in this series, and appreciate everything they do. And my team, Different Path Motorsports, guys.
Thank you, JR. JR, our winner here today. It's just, it's just not fair. It's kind of like the gorgeous female scientist, somebody who is stunningly beautiful and also has like an Einstein brain. Sometimes he's a road racer, he's an oval racer. It really doesn't seem fair that he can do both. All right, who you got, John?
I think I got our second place finisher. I do here. It's Jason Menda. Jason, this is John. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, John.
Well, man, you can see it out there. You're almost there, but that old pesky 98 showed up to your back door there. But, man, I tell you, you had an outstanding race. You were able to make your way up, passing several guys here. And tell me, you think it's the car, or do you think it was his track? What do you think the great racing attributed to tonight?
I think it's this car. I love this thing. It's only my second race, I think. I got second top three with it. Just got a lot of grip for me, the way I drive it. And seems like everybody else likes it too.
Well, do you think looking back at it here, I know running second, whenever I do that, I second guess everything I do. I'm sure you're probably the same. Do you think if you would have did you use your tires up maybe too much coming up through the pack? Or do you think that you were just right and JR just was a little better tonight?
Oh, I used my tires up big time. We were talking about tire wear after the race, and JR had a little bit more tire than I did. I couldn't get it to turn coming out of the corner, and I knew I was in trouble.
What were your tires at?
Right front was 58, right rear was 74, and I think he was even at 66.
See, Jason, the first race, guys were down in the 20s. So everybody's improved, that's for sure. So don't beat yourself up too bad about it. I tell you, what a great race it was there. And like I said, you're almost to the end there, and those tires, hopefully next week. Are you going to be with us every week here?
Except the weekends I got to work. So I'll miss 2, and then I'll be here for 4, but I'll be here next week.
So you're not going to be running the full season. Sorry, Soup, go ahead. Soup's a robot right now, so real quick, he likes to do the Meet JR. I'm going to do a Meet Jason real quick. Denny's or Waffle House?
Waffle House.
Why?
I love Waffle House. It's the best thing after the bar at 2 in the morning.
All right.
All right, we prefers Waffle House over Denny's. Soup, we got you.
Okay. You got to help me this because my impressions of firemen, you're breaking my heart here. So I know there's no pole at your fire. Please tell me that you have a Dalmatian dog at your firehouse. There's got to be right?
No, we're not allowed to have them anymore because of insurance.
No pole, no Dalmatian. Okay. Jeez. All right. Thanks, Jason. Good luck to you.
All right, thanks a lot.
How can he even go to work if there's no fire pole? Does he wear red suspenders? Oh, I hope he finishes on the podium again next week. Who I got? Can I talk to Donnie Moore? Is he here? I hope Donnie Moore's a fireman. Let's bring in Donnie Moore. He finished our third. Donnie, you're not a fireman by any chance, are you?
No, I'm not.
All right, okay. I'm happy about that because I don't want to be any further disappointment happening in my way. Hey, third place tonight. Congratulations, and you led yourself 23 laps.
Yeah, not the right laps. 23 doesn't get you anywhere, but a little disappointing, but it can't be too disappointing. There's a lot of tough competition here. I realistically didn't think I'd last the whole time up there.
Well, you did a good job. Started up from the sixth position, was able to get to the front there for a while. I personally, as a fan, I'm loving Myrtle Beach as a racetrack. Do you like racing here too?
Yeah, it's not one of my favorites. Not one of my worst either, so sure.
A lot of talk about tires. We've seen, we ended last season where drivers were actually having to retire because they had no rubber on their car anymore. You trying to get it figured out a bit?
I'm trying. Actually, shout out to Mike Holloway, who I reached out to last week, and he gave me a few tips that I was able to implement in this race to save a little bit. I got some work to do, but I'm on the right track.
Well, it's fun to watch you race up front. You put on a good show. Congratulations. We'll see you down the line.
Appreciate it, so thanks a lot.
John, final thoughts. This was a fun one.
Yeah, it really was, and I'm going to be sad to see this track in the rearview mirror. But I think this car soup is going to give us a lot of side-by-side races at a lot of tracks here. I'm excited for this season.
I'm going to hustle through the ending in case I start to robotic myself again. So here's what you need to know. Gargamel's Kitchen. Go there. Get yourself some food-grade nitrous oxide. You can call them at 720-707-6178 or go visit them at 2045 South Valencia Street. You want to see us again? Yeah, we're next week, April 15th, 9 o'clock. We're at USA. You don't want to miss that, round 3. Hey, before that, Tuesday night, April 11th, it's the PGL Premier Series. They're going to be from Bristol Motor Speedway. Don't want to miss that. You know, anything you see on VGN, this broadcast, upcoming brother, everything is a production of the Virtual Grit Network. If I'm still here, I'd like to go ahead. We'll put a lock on the gate and say until next time, have fun storming the castle.